So, hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the memory. What are the memory used in embedded system? All these types of memories and everything that's in this video. So, coming to the first one, types of memory. Let us here using in the embedded system applications. Types of memory. The first one is the secondary memory. The total memory is dividing into two types. That is the secondary memory and the primary memory. So the primary memory is again dividing into four types: the RAM, ROM, cache memory, and virtual memory. So RAM means random access memory. First one is the random access memory. So the random access memory is also again dividing into classified into two types, that is SRAM and DRAM. SRAM and DRAM. SRAM means static RAM, DRAM is dynamic RAM. We are using static random access memory and dynamic random access memory. So coming to the second one, read only memory, ROM, that is again dividing into five types. That is, first one is programmable read only memory, the second one is electrically programmable read only memory, the third one is electrically erasable programmable read only memory, third one is non volatile random access memory, and the flash memory. These are the types of ROM and the cache memory and virtual memory. The next, these are the types of memories we are using in an embedded system applications. So first one's a secondary memory. So the computer usually uses an input and output channels to access the secondary storage and transfer the design data using the immediate area in the primary storage. So majorly the primary storage data is moving into secondary storage channels at the immediate effect. The secondary storage does not lose the data when the device's power is shut down. So means power is shut down means secondary storage does not lose the data when the power is down, means it is a permanent storage device. It is a non-volatile. So the pre-unit, it is a typical, also in order to magnitude less expensive than the primary storage. So the secondary storage is often formatted according to the files system format, which provides the abstraction necessary to organize the data in files into directions. Directions provide also additional information called metadata, discharging the owner of certain files the access time to access the permissions and their information. Hard disk are usually used as a secondary storage device. The secondary storage device major you are using is hard disk. So hard disk is a permanent storage, memory is a secondary storage memory. So after the total you have to save in hard disk. This is a permanent. Is a power shutdown also, there is a no problem. So coming to this next one, the primary memory. So primary memory or a main memory or internal memory is referred to the supply chain of detecting accessing the CPU. The CPU, if we continuously reads the instructions stored there, execute and then as required. So instructions stored and the executes then as required. So the main memory is directly or indirectly connected to the CPU via memory bus. This is actually the two buses, an address bus and the data bus. Two buses are there in any system based on the architecture model. Van Neumann architecture there is a, and Harvard architecture. Based on the type of architecture, a number of buses are using. The reads that itself it is using to, I think that dividing into the total is dividing into RAM and ROM. The majorly the primary means it takes the data from the secondary storage memory and the processing the data and then get back to the secondary storage. So initially the coming to the first type of primary memory is RAM. RAM means random access memory. So again the random access includes the two important memory devices, that is the static RAM and the dynamic RAM. The primary difference between these are the itself on the data they store based, it will be dividing into two types. So the RAM is a data memory or a working memory of a controller or a processor. Read from it and write to RAM. It is a volatile, meaning when the power is turned off, all the contents are destroyed. The RAM is a direct access memory. RAM is a direct access memory. So coming to the first one, SRAM. So first one, SRAM means static RAM. The static RAM stores the data in the form of voltages, in the form of voltage. So they are made up of flip-flops. This is made up of flip-flops. So static RAM is a fastest form of RAM available in typical implementations. The SRAM cell bit is released using the 6 transistors. The four of the transistors are used for the building the latch flip-flops part of the memory can do controlling access. So total, the first SRAM will be developing in the 6 transistors. The 4 of the transistors are using to build a latch, that is flip-flop, and the transistors are using for the controlling. So basically static RAM the static RAM is store the data in the form of voltages. So now we are using the 6 transistor basic static RAM implementation with the 6 transistors. The 4 of the transistors are formed as a latch to store the data, and the 2 of the transistors are using for the control the applications. The implementation of the similar can be visualized as a 2 core coupler inverters, which is a 2 core coupler inverters to read write the control throughout the transistors. 2 inverters, transistor acting as one of the inverter, so controlling the transistor. The 4 transistors middle for the cross coupled inverter. This can be used for the storage of the data. So this is the major limitations of SRAM at the low capacity and the high cost. Since the minimum of 6 transistors are required to build a single memory cell, imagine how many memory cells can be fabricated on a silicon wafer. So this is this one is some of expensive. So coming to the DRAM, dynamic RAM. So dynamic RAM is the data in the form of charge, which stores the data in the form of charge. They are made up of mass transistors. The advantage of DRAM are the high density and the low cost compared to the SRAM. The disadvantage is the since information is stored as a charge and get leaked off, which time to prevent this they need to be refreshed periodically. You have to refresh the data in SRAM. Now we have to discuss about what are the major differences between SRAM and DRAM. The SRAM is made up of 6 CMOS transistors and the DRAM is made up of MOSFET and the capacitor. And the SRAM does not require a refreshing. The DRAM requires a refresh. Every time we have to refresh the memory. So coming to the SRAM, this is a low capability and high capacity. DRAM is a high capacity. The SRAM is a more expensive compared to the DRAM. So DRAM is compared to the SRAM less expensive. So SRAM is the fast in operation. Typical access time is maximum 10 nanoseconds. It will be respond on 10 nanoseconds. So slow in operation due to the refresh requirements. The typical access time is 60 nanoseconds. Compared to the SRAM, there is a 6 times slower. So these are the major differences of SRAM and DRAM. Thank you.